Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to Ferret Face Fail Productions. So today we're here to talk about our new Sur-Ron Ultra Bee. So this one's going to be up for sale, of course. We're bringing these in. Like all things at A&M Moto Toys, we like to get them in. We like to test them. We like to see really how good these bikes are before we order a whole bunch of them or we get into really endorsing selling them. I think it's important for us to kind of, filter a lot of things to see what we want to sell and what companies we actually like working with. But today, let's talk about some initial impressions and thoughts about the Ultra Bee. We just uncrated her, and I've taken a whole bunch of pictures. We'll have her up for sale. If you're interested, I think we're looking at $6,299 for this one right here. Oh, fuck, I already said it. Whatever, if somebody quotes my video, give them $100 off. Okay, so we're going to go to a 0.5 angle here, so if there's a little bit of a fisheye effect, I apologize. It shouldn't be too bad. Usually my camera's not awful, but... So, here we go. So the Sur-Ron Ultra Bee. Why do we like the Sur-Ron Ultra Bee? Well, it's a lot more like a dirt bike. That's really the biggest reason that we want one of these Ultra Bees. A lot of the things that we dislike about, let's just say, the Talaria, as a good example, is mountain bike stuff. The stem, the forks, the brakes, pretty much everything, even the geometry of the front end there, it is all mountain bike based, which we do not like. We broke a lot of stuff on those, and for a lot of people, I get it. They're fine. That's what you want. As a traditional dirt biker, this bike appeals to us a lot more. Now, why not the Storm Bee? So the Storm Bee exists, and that is a full, I think, motocross type bike, and I think the Storm Bee gets into a price range where a lot of customers would just rather buy a gas dirt bike. This bike right here at $6,500, I think, is a really happy medium. Before I talk anymore, we'll go ahead and do kind of a close-up look at the entire bike and just look through all the things that become great on this bike from the get-go. So first, we have a pretty decent looking headlight that's pretty bright. Of course, we always recommend headlamps if you're going to actually ride some night dirt biking time. This model comes with the turn signals. Of course, in the United States, these are not actually street legal yet. In fact, there's really not even a way, especially in Colorado, doesn't recognize these in any sort of way yet, so that is what it is. KKE forks, which we've had really good luck with the KKEs on the Raw Mantis, so I'm excited about these. They should be way better than the Talarias. The front is still a 19-inch wheel, which for the life of us, we cannot understand why 19s are just a thing with these Chinese bikes. A lot of 2118 wheels are made for this, so not a big deal. They're actually not even that expensive. Warp 9, we're a big fan of those guys, but we really like the actual dirt bike brakes. Looks like traditional piston dirt bike brakes with brake pads and a good looking rotor. Very excited about that. Has the key up top with a traditional kind of ignition, so there's the light and everything working, and we've got the turn signal going there, no worries. But decent looking dash. There's a lot of different modes on here. Sport, eco, daily, I think. But I'm not going to get into all that stuff because honestly, I'm not an expert on it yet. So we're going to try to not overly complicate this one. But the light is pretty decent. All right, moving on to the controller here. So up front, that's the primary controller, heat sinks, all that fun stuff. Maximum power of the Ultra Bee is 12.5 kilowatts. To give you an idea, that's more power than like the Talaria, Sur-Ron Light Bee, of course, and even the Raw Mantis. So they're right around 7,500, 8,000 watts. So this does provide more power. Now, of course, this is a little bit heavier, and that's okay. Battery it comes with is a 74 volt, 55 amp hour. Pretty awesome. That is the entire battery, the plug through which you charge it. Claimed range is, I think they said 50 miles at 50 miles per hour. That sounds like really optimistic. If you're on a flat road, maybe with the tires pumped all the way up. I think for trail range, I think we're looking at 35 to 40 miles. If you're a really mild rider, maybe a little bit more. That would be pretty sweet. If you're riding hard, probably a little less. But for you moto guys out there, gas guys, 12.5 kilowatts is going to feel pretty similar to like a 200, between a 200 and a 250 two-stroke. There's the rear suspension linkage and everything. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's going to feel pretty good. We'll try to dial it in. We're no strangers to these. So another thing I really like is the seats. Quite nice texture. They even give you some extra material to patch this up should it get ripped. We'll take this off here in a minute. But the seat feels pretty comfortable. Although, it is, not a very comfortable seat, but it's definitely not rock hard like some of the other bikes I've been on. As a dirt biker, I love these handholds. These are solid. You can grab these, yank on them, pull it. We've even dragged it around the shop a little bit already. These handholds on the side right here, awesome. Huge fan of that. Looking at the rear wheel, also a 19-inch wheel. This tire feels super skinny. I think our RAR Mantis has a beefier tire. We might look at changing or at least swapping the tire around. We'll see what we want to do with this. Depends on who wants to buy it. We'll offer a really good deal on some wheels and tires and stuff. But once again, we got a real dirt bike caliper. We've got an actual disc on there. Pretty sweet stuff. And then, while these are not quite street legal yet, ours did come with the setup here. So, I mean, if you wanted to go through the process through Highway Patrol of trying to get this bike street legal, I mean, it honestly satisfies all the requirements of Colorado. I don't know why they're not, but if somebody wants to try, we are putting these on here just for fun, really. And yeah, it's actually really sturdy. I'm quite impressed with this whole mount. It's actually a solid metal bracket attached to the frame all the way back here. It's like a steel tubing of a tongue, I guess. But way more solid than anything I've seen on the European bikes. And then we got passenger pegs. Very cool. Now let's check out sprocket and chain. Really liking this too. This is a real dirt bike chain. That makes me extremely happy. Because so many of these use, mountain bike chains or smaller chains. They're just not super adequate. They stretch real bad. This looks like a proper dirt bike setup. Some more looking at the shock there, and then the motor. Okay, let's take a look under the seat here. So there's a little storage compartment, and the whole point of this is actually to carry your charger with you, which is kind of funny. We do have the charger, but yeah, the idea of that's kind of cool because if these were street legal and you commuted around town, you wanted to charge it while you were somewhere, that's a really cool concept. Otherwise, you could throw a couple of bottles of water in here, some snacks. It would actually be kind of useful to carry some stuff if you wanted to travel real light. Hell, you might even be able to fit like a 2-liter Camelback bladder in here without interfering with the seat. So, thoughts, ideas. All right, so we got the battery door popped open, and this is pretty cool right here. It actually comes with a little shock kickstand for the battery compartment, which is actually a really cool small thought, because some of our other bikes, you have to hold the door open while you're pulling a 30-plus pound battery out of there, and it is just not fun. But this is how she plugs in. Battery, I wish it showed voltage there. But otherwise, not anything crazy. It slips out of there. There are aftermarket batteries that can significantly increase your range by like 30 to 50% kind of. So good stuff there. Okay, so who is the Ultra B for? Really, I think if you're more dirt bike biased, the Ultra B is just going to be more for you. If you're looking to play around town or maybe doing some very mild trails, saving some money and buying something like a MX-4 or maybe a RAR Mantis will go a long way. But overall, this platform is really nice as it's garnered a lot more accessories and cool things that are coming out. I think having extra batteries, the EBMX controller on here, being able to push a lot more power, all these things are really cool additions that you can put on the bike. So that's very appealing to us. I know with the bigger battery, I think this is everything that we could ever want. I think a lot of people with the big battery are getting over 50 miles of actual hard, fast trail riding, so that's pretty sweet. For me, even in its stock configuration, I think for me personally, 2118 wheels are pretty much the only thing that I really want out of this. We'll have to ride it, but we'll see. This one is going to be up for sale. We're looking to get some people in here to possibly order them. If you want to buy this one right away, cool. We got a price that'll work for you. If you want to order one, we can actually probably do a better deal. If you're willing to wait, we can save you some money. And the reason for that is that allows us to have one here in person, people to look at, sit on, You order one, we can give you a really spectacular deal on it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the Sur-Ron Ultra Bee. Is this something that you think that you could ride, or would you much rather still stay on a gas bike? Maybe as an extra play bike, some other specs that we didn't go over, I'll hit real quick. We weighed the bike at 193 pounds with battery and everything. Now keep in mind that's more than what they claim, probably because it's got the turn signals, and that rear bracket piece is kind of heavy too, along with the passenger pegs. So it's a little bit heavier than the 185 that's claimed, but very close. The battery itself weighs 44 pounds. Those are kind of the main weights, I guess, for the bike. So it's still lighter than a traditional dirt bike by a fair bit. So yeah, I think as we get some more sales and we want to move some of our other rentals along, we're going to probably at least have one of these as a rental as well. So you can come out and try it out. We would like for people to come out, rent one for a couple of days, and decide if that's something they want to buy. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Ferret Face out.